Hi, this is part 2 of what I've gained from my community choir experience. I'm just going to pick up where I left off. So I learned to enjoy the present moment of singing in the choir at a new level. Because it wasn't going to continue, I knew it was precious and brief, and so it heightened my gratitude. I was aware of the joy that I was experiencing. So a lot of practice and a lot of rehearsing. So we go to dress rehearsal and we're all very excited because, we've learned these songs pretty much. We're not perfect, but we've learned as much as we can learn because here's performance time. So we go to dress rehearsal and there's the full band. It's at a church where there's a huge stage, there's sound equipment, there's technology, they've got smoke going, and all of a sudden, and we're going on and off the stage, on and off the risers. We've just been in a room before. We weren't in this auditorium. So, there were technology issues. There were, when we're in choir, we sing one song after the other. But when we were in the actual performance, we would do a song and other music school students would do a song, then we would come up again. So we had to learn the cadence of the whole show instead of just our part in the show. And that threw all of our dynamics off. We lost our timing in the song. We couldn't hear ourselves because the technology wasn't working. And so we were all struggling. We thought, we're going to be terrible. But the second dress rehearsal, okay, we kind of knew the lay of the land after that, and it was a little better. And we all left going, well, tomorrow's going to be what it is. We're just going to enjoy singing the best we can. And if the technology cuts out, we're just going to keep singing. That's what we're here to do. And so we all agreed, you know what? We're just going to keep singing. And everything turned out fine. So, okay. I love vocal expression in all its forms. I think that's why I'm doing this. I think that's why I was writing the blogs. That's why I love choir. I love vocal expression. I love this choir so much. It's brought me immeasurable joy. And so I know now to move toward what I love and not be afraid of it. Not be afraid of what if I really do love it and then lose it. That doesn't matter right now to me. Right now I know that if I love it and move toward it, that's all that matters. That there's extreme joy there. That all the work and effort that you put in, it's not work and effort, it's passion. And passion is different than work and effort. And that's what I experienced. I experienced passion for this. And nothing was going to get in my way. I didn't mind practicing. I didn't mind. I knew I had to do it to get to be, for this choir to be all it could be. It wasn't work. It wasn't hard. I loved sharing the load. I was a single mom, 4 kids. I had a very responsible job, vice president in a company, and so the results of my operations were my responsibility. I loved being in this choir where all I had to worry about was singing my part. I wasn't responsible for the whole thing. None of us were. There wasn't a single person that was responsible for everything. We were all responsible to each other, and that's a big life lesson there. I released a lot of not good enough stuff because we all took our turns having to practice our parts. We all took turns saying, you know, I don't think I'm getting that. There wasn't a single person in this choir who came in fully baked and ready to sing it. Not a single one. So I released a lot of, I'm not good enough. I can do anything with practice. I realized that the passion toward this music, because I put a lot of time in this, but it was like an unending well. When it comes from passion, it's like it's self-sourcing. I don't have to pump myself up. Yeah, when it comes from passion, you'll do almost anything. It's interesting. These women were incredible. Like I say, leaving their husbands behind so that they could come do this thing that they love, trying out for these solos, singing live before these audiences that they've never done before for the first time. They were incredible. I see how important now the creative arts are. All kinds of creative arts, not just music, but I mean, painting, sculpture, dance, all of it. We need creative arts. We cannot always be in our rational and logical mind. It's not helpful to the world. We need creative arts that bring something from inside of us out. Super important. I enjoyed being with others who loved music as much as I do. You know, I hear a lot about find your tribe, you know, find the others. That's been coming up for a lot for me lately because I've changed so much that a lot of my old relationships haven't evolved with me. So to be in this group of people who also all wanted to be there for the same reason felt like I had that support. It was like a sisterhood of support. You know, I have a hard time with that too. Or, you know, you sounded really good that time. Or sometimes when I can't find my note, if I listen to you, I know I can get it. You know, there was just this constant support. The vision of Elizabeth's music school was who was putting this on. Elizabeth's vision for this was incredible. To achieve this with all the different performers from her school, to put on this concert in an auditorium with lights and band and tech and, oh my God, it was incredible. And it started as an idea in her mind. Everything starts as an idea in our minds. So it made me realize, what visions am I holding and what visions am I feeling in my own self? The kindness of these women. I was practicing a lot the last week, and the day of the concerts, my voice was really scratchy, and I knew it, and I thought, wow, I've really been stressing my vocal cords. So when we, at the concert, after the second song, I could feel my throat was sore. I could feel my vocal cords were dry and scratchy, and I actually didn't know, and I coughed in the middle of one song. I didn't know if I was going to be able to sing. And I said to the girl next to me, there's something wrong with my voice. I feel like my voice is going out. One of the girls handed me a cough drop. The other went and got me some tea. Another one went and asked the musical director, Janet's voice feels it going out. You know, is there anything she can do about that? I mean, they were all so helpful. We were standing on risers, and the choir director was kind enough to let me stand on the first riser because I still haven't got all my balance back after my back condition. And the lady behind me would always just gently touch my back every time I got on the riser. They were just so kind to me at my age. Just so kind. So when the choir director announced that she couldn't continue because her bandwidth was full, she has 3 other choirs that she does professionally, and she has kids at home. When she said, I just can't continue, I don't have the bandwidth, her admission of that, she didn't exceed her bandwidth to make all of us happy. And we were all disappointed that we weren't going to continue. But she honored her bandwidth. And that matters. I realized that my joy, what makes me happy and lights me up, is a beacon. It's a beacon, a light to follow. That's what's showing me what's really inside of me. It's the joy and the passion you feel inside. Those are the beacons to follow. They're the messages. This is you. Follow that. That's the key to life. Variety of skill levels beginning to advance. At the concert, there were all kinds of students from the music school who performed, some really gifted and others starting their journey. But even the gifted ones started at the beginning. They started with basic lessons. What is a note? And that isn't lost on me, the beginner's mind. We all need to adopt the beginner's mind. You have to start somewhere. Everybody starts somewhere. Also, that night when I was losing my voice, I tried cough drop, I tried tea, I tried doing some of the exercises, and I felt like I don't think I have it in me. I'm going to have to just really not put out as much. I'll be lucky if I can sing this. And I remembered to talk to my body. And so I got present with my vocal cords. And I said to my vocal cords, I would really like you to just hang on until this night is done. Because I really want to sing. I want to sing in this concert. So can you just hang in there for a couple more songs? And when I went back on stage, my voice was just fine. And it was fine until the whole concert. And then when I came home, I could hardly talk. But for the rest of the concert, my vocal cords were there. I've learned a lot. Follow my joy. It's okay to be a beginner. Ask for what you want. Be authentic and genuine. Don't be afraid to be seen. Just play your part. You're not responsible for the whole world. Honor your own passions and joys, and let other people do their thing. And even if it's something you're going to lose, it's worth loving. It's worth loving something or someone, even if it's brief, because it brings out something in us that can't come out any other way. So, these are the notes to myself. And there'll be more that come out, but these are the highlights for now. Such a wonderful experience. I'm so full of joy from it. Love you. Bye.